profiles are up, and now I need to set up the string lines for the building layout. I use a theodolite for this and set it up above the back corner peg, the point where the boundary offset line intersects the back wall of the building. I sight along the offset line and transfer it up onto the first profile. Then I rotate the theodolite 90 degrees and mark that line onto the next profile. That takes care of 2 of the building lines. I then move the theodolite to the next peg, where the boundary offset line intersects the front of the building. I backsight to the first peg to zero my reference, and I rotate 90 degrees again, and mark that onto another profile, establishing 3 lines, square and level. The last line is a tape measurement. I hook the tape onto a nail on the profile and I pull it across to the opposite profile. Both profiles are equal distance away from the building outline, so those measurements stay accurate because I'm not measuring on an angle. 4 lines, squared, parallel and level. The building is set out. I'm building a 76 square metre timber framed house in New Zealand. I'm working through it stage by stage, from set out, the timber floor, wall and roof framing, through to weatherboard cladding and more. In this episode, I'm setting out and excavating the piles. Timber floor joists rest on timber bearers, and the timber bearers rest on timber piles. The bearer is 90mm wide, and when using a MyTech pile connection kit, it sits to one side on top of the 125mm pile. What I've done here is make a template from a piece of plywood the size of the pile holes to mark their locations, and it accounts for that offset when I follow the bearer's centre line. I've got Darren from Mapua Contracting here on the digger, and his first job for the day is clearing and scraping the site access and the vehicle parking bay. At the back of the house here, we're doing a small scrape. During my pre-set out height checks, I found an issue with the levels specified on the plan. The designer had set the floor height from the highest ground point with the additional 550mm clearance to the underside of the floor. The problem was that by the time you get down to the low end of the section, the highest end of the house, the pile heights were pushing past 3 metres. That's the limit for standard timber frame construction under NZ 3604. Anything above that requires specific engineering design. My suggested solution was that we excavate and sit the house into the slope. I was fortunate to start this build in the late summer period. The ground was very dry and easy to drill. The hose was needed to wet the dirt to make it a bit more tacky, so it binds together and sticks to the auger better, otherwise it just falls off and back into the hole. As we drill, I shovel the loose dirt back in, and most of it is cleared by the digger. Thanks for watching this episode. The holes are done and my timber has arrived, so the focus of the next episode is to get the piles set up and concreted in. I'm sharing step by step how I build this house, and if you've enjoyed this episode, then keep an eye out for the next one.